What's happening, friends? Happy holidays. Happy New Year coming up. This is the final episode of Unlocked for the year 2018. It's Unlocked 375, IGN's and, in fact, the world's #1 Xbox show. Coming up on this week's show, we'll look back on the year that was in Xbox 2018. Everything on the software side, hardware side, plenty to talk about there, plus a bit of a look ahead to the fast start we're going to be getting off to in 2019 in the games department. Plus, a release date change for one of the big February games. We'll tell you about that. Plus Kingdom Hearts 3. It's coming up, but it's maybe out a little too soon. I'll tell you why that is. I'm Ryan McCaffrey. Destin Legary.
Bam, I'm back, everybody. Wrong camera. You always go to the
Okay, I did the finger
Bam, I'm
point
back, everybody.
with you. So they got the visual and the audio. Hi, I'm Brandon.
Brandon
Welcome.
Tyrell. Audio listeners are going, what is this already? It's
already a
off
train
the
wreck.
rails. Miranda Sanchez, hi.
Hello, I'm just so glad the BAM's back.
Yeah.
The right one with full energy.
Yeah, the guest BAMs didn't quite live up.
They were
quite.
fine. They were fine.
Let us know, commenters.
tried.
I think they tried. They did okay.
We tried.
Anyways, we said this is our final episode of 2018. We'll be off for, I guess it's 2 weeks, two showless weeks, and then we'll be back in January with fresh new episodes. Same awesome, fresh crew, new fresh year.
Lots of fresh.
Yeah, feeling fresh.
That's
Funky fresh.
the word of 2019?
Fresh is the post E. coli scare romaine lettuce. That's how fresh this show is.
Topical. Bringing it all back
everybody-
together like a good host does.
Everybody doing nice things for the holidays?
Yeah, I'm gonna be off to Arizona, hang out with my family, and
Nice.
absolutely bringing my Xbox One X so that I can play more Red Dead,
Nice.
and probably some Below too, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. For
Oh,
my,
that was-
my holiday family time.
Right out the
Wow.
door.
Yeah.
You're not even waiting around.
Nope.
You going home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
going to Canada, and I'm going to go to Wisconsin. Say hi to my moms.
Nice.
Excellent. Love that you bring in the Xbox.
I haven't decided which console I'm going to bring yet. I'm not bringing a PlayStation, though. I don't have
So you don't even bring a Switch and an Xbox.
Yeah,
One. They're
yeah.
both.
Smash cut to you trying to jam a PC into your trunk.
I know you do all your destinying on PC these days.
I do, yeah. And there's some Magic on PC. I have a little laptop that I could bring for
There's
that.
magic
Yeah.
on PC.
Below just came out. I was going to play it before the show, but I'm like, yeah, Xbox update. I'm like, no.
It happens.
wanna try.
Does always seem to happen when
Yeah.
you're ready to play something.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Brandon.
Yeah, I'm going to LA. We're going to go down and see the family and then probably do a little road trip on the way back.
Nice.
Maybe spend a couple
Up the coast or what?
Yeah, I think we're going to do PCH, which is the highway that goes up California right on the coast.
The Pacific Coast Highway.
Is that one?
PCH.
Is that Highway 1?
It's one, yeah. And maybe, sorry, your train of thought. Maybe stop in Big Sur as well.
Nice.
Which is an awesome little
like a
place.
good drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be fun.
Very good.
Miranda, how about you?
I already did a lot of my family stuff, so we choose. It's like you get Thanksgiving or you get Christmas.
Yep.
And it's just too expensive to do
Yeah.
both. So we did Thanksgiving this year, and so I'm gonna hang out around here and just do all the things that are usually too busy because everyone leaves the
That's
city.
great. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's some restaurants I want to go to that I've wanted to for a very long time, but there's always crazy lines, and now I think there will be less crazy lines.
Burning up that opentable.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I have
Those
my
reservations.
bookmarks.
Alexander Steakhouse just has your name on it.
Nice. All right. How about Below? It came out last week. We have to acknowledge it. Hopefully you enjoyed the segment last week with Chris from Capybara Games. And Miranda, this has been on your radar for so long. You were ready to just break down and cry if it didn't come out in
Oh my
2018.
gosh, yes.
And it came in just under the wire.
Yeah.
December, whatever it was, 14th, it came out.
Midway through the month, it's like, well, it happened. It happened.
On
That's
week
the most important thing.
50 of a 52-week year, it finally came out. So how do you feel about it so far?
So to say again, like my family has been in town. So my mom was in town this past weekend. So I didn't actually get to play too much of it as I wanted, but family first, most important thing. But I have gotten a few hours in it and it is just what I wanted. So I'm very happy.
Oh, I love hearing
Yeah,
that.
I think what I'm most excited for is that because I will just be around this holiday, I can just really dig into it and live that world. What I really like most about it so far from the few hours that I've played is they get this really nice feeling of solitude without being depressing. Like you're alone and it's raining and it's kind of gray and dark, but it doesn't feel bad to be in that.
Kind of like Firewatch was like that too.
It's
in
not
own way.
oppressive. I mean, I guess it could be for some people, but like the way I was describing it earlier was sometimes when you feel bad, you just kind of want to bundle up and just be alone and go hide in the corner. This is that corner, but there's a lot for you to do there. And so it's really nice. It's really therapeutic. It's like weird, but this is exactly what I wanted from this game. I've had kind of a hard year. So this is just what I want to dive in, kind of create my own story. Since you don't really pick your character, you just kind of go in as somebody. I have a nice bearded fellow. He looks a little bit older, so I like to imagine that he's been like really patient and like kind of getting ready all of his life to like get on this adventure, and now he's finally there. And we're going down a few levels. I think I got to level 4. I also really appreciate that every time I try to explore, I feel always rewarded.
Oh, cool.
Which is a thing that's not always present in a lot of games that have either open worlds or dungeon crawlers. And I understand that you can't always have something there, but because of how Below is designed with its levels, I feel like there's enough there to reward you for like checking every room. I'm also really happy with how it doesn't feel too punishing. So when I played it before, like I get really scared about dying or like not having enough water, enough food. And I'm sure that will get more challenging as I keep playing. But there's always like a swarm of bats or I find a rat or something to eat, like just to keep me going. But then I always have my nice soup ready to go.
Just like in real life.
Yeah. You can also go fishing. If you get the spear, you can like spear fish.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Hold down right trigger if you didn't know how to do that.
What's so crazy about this is we've been following this game for 4 or 5 years now. I had no idea any of that was in the game. So, I mean, I think that kind of speaks to, I mean, not only thematically is the game very austere and like quiet and cryptic, the marketing for it has been cryptic as well. I mean, this is basically, if you're watching the video right now, it's just like the opening area. This is sort of like my understanding of the game is like you land on this island, you go into a cave, but I had no idea about the survival elements or like what lurks below. So yeah, I'm really excited to like jump in there and see what it's all about.
I wonder if 100% of players or just 99% of players attempted to control the boat during the opening cutscene.
Oh, yeah.
It goes on for a while, and eventually I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Am
am I supposed to do something? And no, you're not.
Just enjoy the music.
Just enjoy it.
Just sail in.
You want to control a boat in the opening level, play Hellblade out on Game Pass today.
But yeah, I'm so happy to be just enjoying my time with this and like explore every nook and cranny and kind of figure out like what's the best way to keep my little guy alive.
Yeah.
And maybe prepare myself. I'm constantly preparing myself for the next person, though. Like I know that I will probably die at some point. So far, I've only used like 2 Band-Aids, which is really good.
It's like a Rogue Legacy thing. Like every time you die, and
You die and you get a new person. They have to go find all your stuff. So that's really important.
So it's $25 or it's on Game Pass. And for those that are asking, we didn't get codes really ahead of time or very far ahead of time at all, like a day or two. So the IGN review will post. It's due up Wednesday, which by the time most of you see or hear this will be now. But if you happen to be watching us on Tuesday, look for that tomorrow to see our final verdict on Below.
Your family is visiting for the holidays and you know everyone is going to try to get their hands on your Xbox One. Picture it, every single family member is smashing, mashing, and drooling on your controllers. It's just not okay. The only drool that should touch your controllers is your own. There must be a way to avoid it, right? Wrong. No, actually, that's right. There is a solution. Get them all their own controllers. Get your brother the PlayerUnknown's Battleground controller to battle his way to the final circle. Pick up the Armed Forces 2 controller to appease your dad's camo affections. Get your niece a Great Blue controller to match her brand new Too Cool to Hug You personality. That's how you'll make everyone feel special. And that's how you let everyone win. But most importantly, that's how you let yourself win. Here's what you do. Whether you're adding to your own collection or trying to protect it, find the perfect gifts for the gamers in your life at MicrosoftStore.com. And don't forget to check out all the latest and greatest controller designs.
All right, let's talk about the year in review, the Xbox year that was. It was a very interesting year. Let's just get the bad part out of the way, or not the bad part. Let's get the
obvious,
disappointing part. Yeah, the elephant in the room. First-party software, exclusive software,
or damn exclusives.
Very lacking
Yeah.
in 2018. There's no need to dance around it. Now, Forza Horizon 4 Game of the Year nominee.
Absolutely.
Let's not discount that. It is on our Game of the Year nominations list. It's on many outlets and people's Game of the Year short lists. But outside of that, it's been a bit of a bumpy one.
Yeah. Microsoft's first party sort of stable has been interesting. Like it hasn't been stellar. We're putting together a feature about, the exclusives. And so I posted my Xbox list up there and it was, so short. But for what sort of for the lack of quantity, I think the exclusives that they did put up this year have been really interesting and unique. Say what you will about Sea of Thieves, that game is a foundation that's going to be crazy next year. State of Decay was also a really cool systemic sort of action game. And then, of course, as you said, Forza just continues to be what Forza Horizon is.
So kind of a thread through those, too, is that these are games that are kind of living or that will exist for a long time. They're playgrounds that you want to explore and adventure in, whether it be with friends or alone. And so that's kind of nice. But of course, we're lacking that other, more storytelling aspect of it.
Yeah, which is, I think, we're going to get what we're going to see next year in 2020 and in the years to come is that sort of quadruple A third-person action game, narrative-driven that people have come to be synonymous with like a PlayStation exclusive.
Right. I mean, there's plenty of credit to be given for the evolving game as a service. Sea of Thieves being a great example of that, as you mentioned, but. As far as 2018 goes, games that were great this year, there was one. There was Forza Horizon 4, and maybe Below will bear that out here at the end of the year.
Below.
You're just getting started, Miranda, and our reviewer is still working. I don't know, but it's been a short list. So Ashen Ashen seems solid.
I started playing Ashen, and as a big Soulsborne boy myself. I really like it. It's pressing all my buttons. It doesn't feel as oppressive as Dark Souls or Bloodborne does.
That's what I've noticed a lot of these very much in like the most loving way to say Souls-like games that very much are taking like elements of Dark Souls 1-to-1 as opposed to just being this feels like Dark Souls and that dumb.
Yeah, it sort of created like a subgenre, right? Yeah. Like a Souls-like is I think the term we're all collectively cringing when we use it, but we use it because it gets the point across. Mm-hmm. With Code Vein coming out, you have a colorful anime version of it, right? And you have Sekiro coming out soon, which is from Software. From. And that seems to be like yet another take on it. So like Souls-like games have existed since really, before Dark Souls, but they've come into popularity. And it's nice to be able to see like different flavors of it now. Yeah. It's like I like vanilla ice cream, but I also like with, a little bit of caramel in there, right? And that's and Ashen is giving you a less oppressive, sort of beautiful watercolor vibe to it. And I'm really enjoying it. It doesn't seem oversimplified. When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be, but it's not.
So, Xbox got a lot of good games. Sort of to echo what you said, I think Game Pass is definitely the highlight for the Xbox. Kind of teeing
I was going to talk
up
about services in a minute, but go ahead. Yeah,
teeing up sort of their delivery method for all these games, and like Below is on Game Pass, and I'll sign on and be like, oh, I can just play this. I totally forgot that Forza is on Game Pass this week, so I played a bunch of Forza Horizon, which was excellent. And they didn't have a ton of huge mega blockbusters or anything, but cool stuff happened. Like Hellblade came to the Xbox. That was excellent.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky
got a very heavily evolved form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that game's continuing to be supported, and I actually really like the Xbox version of No Man's Sky. It's much better than the initial release that was on PlayStation.
Yeah, so that brings us to the everything else. I would, you're welcome to argue with me. I don't think any of you will. Everything but first-party exclusive software is an A+ for Microsoft this year. The services, the hardware, the forward-thinkingness, like I'm talking the Project xCloud stuff they laid out. It's
studio
all,
acquisition.
Yeah, it's just the rest. It is a genuine incredible year outside of just the first-party output.
I agree. Yeah, so that's the crazy part. It's coming into this. Realizing the narrative is that Xbox doesn't have any exclusive games. So what do they have? They have an amazing infrastructure. They have an amazing network set up, and they started like really leaning into this sort of service-based stuff, tech-based stuff, setting
accessibility too. Like that's been a huge thing they've worked on.
Absolutely. The adaptive controller as well, community inclusion, stuff like that. The new avatars that came out, right? Like some people don't care, but some people really do care. And I think 2018, if anything, for Microsoft is the year of momentum. I want to say, like, this is where they started rolling the ball again.
xCloud, Game Pass, the studio acquisitions, which we'll talk more about in a second. I mean, it's the adaptive controller that Miranda mentioned. I mean, how can you can't find fault in that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see a company that was. The narrative is ostensibly beaten this generation, come out with what I think is probably the
smartest game plan.
Yeah.
Well, it's from
where they were.
Yeah.
Like, they're adjusting their course, and they've done it, I think, in the best way we could have hoped for.
Yeah, absolutely. Like their game plan has been solid, and it's all been spearheaded, in my opinion, by Game Pass, right? That is the thing that is, it's arguably the best value in gaming now, if not maybe ever, or at least for a long while. Like, it is hard to beat what you get with Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'm talking Games with Gold, PS Plus, Origin, like it doesn't matter. Game Pass is really going to change the way we interact with video games next year and the year after.
It's crazy just thinking about Games Pass too, like what it offers. It's just like if you have an Xbox and you don't have Game Pass, like you need to think about that.
Reprioritize.
Especially if you want to play a lot of games. Like that's
like,
a huge thing.
In like 1992, like say Super NES era, I probably paid the 2018 equivalent of $10 to rent one game for 5 days.
Well, you got 5 days?
Maybe.
I got 3 days.
3 to 5 days from Blockbuster or whatever the
Hollywood Video.
local video store. And now you look at what Game Pass is offering. Plus, I want to point out the Xbox One X really delivering a lot of value this year. Not only its price point made it down to $450 around E3 time, and then there were deals to be had for $400 here at the holidays. And then we saw the software advantage. We saw that, the hardware advantage come to fruition in that software, really exemplified by the biggest game of the year on any platform, Red Dead Redemption 2, demonstrably better on the Xbox One X than on even not just an Xbox One or a PS4, but certainly even compared to the PS4 Pro. I mean, it's just really, and the Xbox One S continued to become more of a better value. The price on that, plenty of good deals to be had there.
It's great that like the S is now the floor sort of the Xbox family, which is amazing for what you get for it. Like it's faster and 4K streaming and whatnot.
Totally agree. I don't remember if we were all there or not, but I remember the moment where I'm like, this is a shift for Xbox. Phil was here in San Francisco. We were at this little event where they were showing like Division. I remember CJ just started because we were doing capture of like Quantum Break or something for the first time.
So this was like 3 years ago.
It was a while ago, and he said like just a shift in philosophy about how your games are going to carry forward with the Xbox. And I'm like, hey, this is a turning point for them. They're adjusting their strategy, and I'm amazed to see how much more they have improved from that moment in time and have continued to iterate on their innovative philosophy about game delivery services and hardware.
Yeah, we haven't even, thank you, because we hadn't mentioned backwards compatibility yet.
Right.
That program continued to grow this year, both original Xbox and then Xbox One X enhancements to certain titles as well, and more and more games just added to it. In general, I also haven't yet mentioned the Xbox. We've been crying for years. Where is the Xbox event? We got X018 this year, which brought with it some of its own announcements, which was a fan community event, including the final two of the, let me check my notes, 6 studios that they acquired plus a 7th that they started.
Yeah.
From the ground up.
Yeah, they're up to 12 now?
12.
13? 12.
I believe it's 12.
I really, really loved seeing the fans react, like the really, really rabid fans at that event, being excited about the announcements. To me, that was really refreshing. I really, really like seeing that as opposed to like, here's the thing, people clapping. No, these were like really, really passionate Xbox fans. And if you were actually at the event, you actually got to play like Crackdown and stuff, games that aren't usually accessible. And I really like how Microsoft handled it.
Yeah, I agree. Disappointed I wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Watching the stream was very much an episode of Inside Xbox that was sort
A
of
deluxe episode.
It was a deluxe episode, yeah. I mean, they had some great announcements too. They announced like 12 or 16 games coming to Game Pass and some other stuff as well. I don't remember everything because every month an Inside Xbox episode comes out, and it's like we put up 20 pieces of content about it because they do legitimately have announcements throughout them. It did feel like an episode of Inside Xbox where I would have loved a press conference, like just something meaty to pull the ribbon off something and be like, look, this is our brand new announcement. I really want that marquee moment. And I didn't feel like we got that at XO18, but I do really, really, really love the format of having a fan show for Xbox because there's nowhere for Xbox fans to really go to celebrate it,
I'll say this though, Brandon, they rocked E3 this year. Their E3 presentation was phenomenal.
They had a great
Please
E3.
do more of that this year because Sony's not there. Just have another excellent press conference. I loved how they presented this year.
Yeah, we got the Gears 5 announcement, which was
I cried.
so good. Not only did the game look great, but we got way more of it than I certainly expected.
Yeah.
A good chunk of gameplay in that gameplay trailer, and it looks incredible.
It's a good fake out first too.
Yeah.
And everyone's most excited for
Gears
Pop.
not an Xbox game.
Gears, and I cried because I thought they were betraying me here. I was like, oh yeah, the next Gears. Oh, but then it's okay. They moved on. Gears Tactics looks cool too.
Gears Tactics does look cool.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah,
Gears
PC only on that one.
Yeah.
Good
I like
thing
games like that.
I got a new PC.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I'm actually wondering
You
about
built
that.
it recently.
Yeah.
Because with
that's
Play
right.
Anywhere, you can play Sea of Thieves on your Xbox, and you can also play it on your PC. So if Gears Tactics come out for PC and it's purchasable in the Microsoft Store, I would love to see them eventually backwards compat it to the Xbox.
That's not how that works.
I
it
know,
over.
but if it goes one way,
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that.
yeah.
I think it's cool that it's just designed for PC only.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer, has come out and said Windows is one of the platforms or one of the environments that we feel like we could be doing a better job in. So,
Although mouse and keyboard support also this year on
yeah.
I forgot
Xbox
about that.
means maybe they will bring Gears Tactics over to the Xbox One and just require the mouse and keyboard. You never know.
how genius are they to say we've been working on mouse and keyboard for forever? We're finally ready to unveil it, and guess what? We're partnering with Fortnite, the biggest game in the world right now.
Would you guys say 2018
really cool.
was the year of Fortnite?
Yes.
Oh,
And,
gosh, yes.
and going forward, well, because it's been out longer than that, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
2018, I feel like we're at the max level that Fortnite is going to be at. And 2017, we might maintain, but very slow.
I feel like 2017 was the year of PUBG.
It was. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I
This
think
I would
the-
agree
the
with
year
The
that.
tide has definitely
Fortnite.
shifted.
For sure.
I remember I saw it in a movie theater with my partner, and he works at Twitch. And this kid saw him wearing the Twitch jacket. He's like, "You work at Twitch?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you stream? Do you stream?" And then he's like, "Yeah." And this other little kid came and just started screaming Fortnite.
And then-
it was very weird.
And then doing the full
yeah, he's like, Fortnite. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's that's what kids see. They see Twitch. It's also Fortnite. I mean, they got kind of lucky with the colors, both purple.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see how pervasive it is everywhere. And I remember at Halloween even, there was this kid who had a Fortnite skin costume because they did those this year.
Yeah.
And he was just doing this cute little Fortnite dance. And I don't know, it's fun. It reminds me of how much I love Pokemon and how into it I got with my friends. So it's kind of good to see that there's something out there that kids are really enjoying that much.
It feels like it is a more mainstream version of PUBG this year, right? Last year was the year of PUBG. Driving into work this morning, the two DJs they're on the radio were talking about Fortnite because
What the heck?
Alfonso is suing them for
right,
the Carlton dance.
Yeah.
But then one of them was like, "Oh yeah, I play Fortnite with my nephew, and we're really into collecting skins and doing the dances." And I'm just like, "What world are we in right now?" It was the easy listening station too. So I was like, "You should not be playing Fortnite, but you are."
Yeah, so even its popularity aside, I think it's really impressive how well Epic supported it.
Yeah.
And how
The world evolution stuff is really
Yeah.
cool way
It's
to change them
so
out.
smart.
it's I personally don't enjoy playing it that much, but I'm really excited to see how Epic is approaching development for it and support and keeping it kind of positive.
So a great year overall for Xbox and a heck of
Yeah,
a
exactly.
forward-looking one.
Brian's like, this is our intro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just throwing the lasso out, just reeling you guys back
I like
in.
that.
Yeah.
because it segues us perfectly into a news story, which we can talk a little bit about sort of the beginning of next year. We're talking about now winding down 2018, but we're going to hit the ground running games-wise in 2019 because Metro Exodus, which is one of the premier games in the early part of the year, has been moved up 1 week. It was one of the February 22nd games. Now it's out on February 15th. February 15th is now February 22nd.
15 is the new 22.
The only game, remember all those games that were coming out on February from E3? It was like, oh man. Well, they've literally all moved to February 15th. So they all just moved up a week, except for Anthem, which kind of comes out earlier anyway because of the whole EA Access thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let me read you the list. Joining Metro Exodus on February 15th, Crackdown 3, which that's what we'll talk about in a minute, but Crackdown 3, Dead or Alive 6, Far Cry New Dawn, and Jump Force, which is a really big deal. Yeah. I mean, that game is huge on YouTube. That game will sell many millions of copies. That is all one day in February. That is some major game releases in a single day right there. And Crackdown, they tried to move. they were like one of the first ones to go to the 15th, and now everyone's just followed them.
Poor little guy.
Poor Terry Crews.
Yeah.
He can't catch a break.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough spot.
I don't even know what to say. I feel so bad for Crackdown.
Ooh, DMC 5 is 3.8. Nice.
Yeah, and that's
then
the thing. It's
Division
like
2.
it doesn't end. It's not just one day. Thank you, Destin. Yeah, you've got before February 15th, we have Resident Evil 2 on the 25th of January and Kingdom Hearts 3 on January 29th. And then after February 15th, you've got Devil May Cry 5 on March 8th and The Division 2 1 week later. So
at the top of the show, I was just thinking, man, I got to play Below. I still haven't played Hellblade. I have all these other Xbox games that I haven't finished yet or need to play yet. And then next year, right out of the gate,
you have 3 weeks.
Yeah,
January before it starts again.
Resident Evil has my number for sure.
Yeah.
That is the game that I am so
scary?
excited for.
Is it
yes.
scary?
Spooky.
I forget which one, because one of them is kind of more of an action game.
This one has
4, right?
jumpy
Four,
scaries.
well, here's the thing. 4 was more.
4 was scary.
4 was like the over-the-shoulder action game, but they're taking that approach and now using that sort of structure in Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
But Resident Evil 2 is my favorite Resident Evil of all time.
You did okay with 4, Miranda? Or
No.
Sorry, the new Resident Evil. The
I'm
Resident
not
Evil
good with
reboot.
any of them, no.
5?
So
Okay.
I
I
heard
feel like
people were telling me to play this, and I was just like, is it not super scary? Because I'm a baby. I don't like these games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I don't like them. It's just I have a hard time getting through them. So
5 was much more of an action game.
I played that entire game in 2-player co-op with Mitch Dyer, which is one of my favorite gaming memories ever. We had such a great time. And yeah, I don't remember that one being super spooky.
maybe that's the one that I was thinking about.
Probably
Anyway,
Mitch was cracking jokes the whole time.
this one is not allowed to have my
knows?
numbers.
Look at that snakehead boy. I think 7 was probably maybe the scariest so far.
Yeah, I couldn't. I did the how scary is VR demo, and I
Yeah.
no
For the
doubt
kitchen?
after
So
that.
did so did I.
Kitchen
Are you?
thing.
God, that was
so we're
so
both.
fun to
Are you in that
produce.
video too?
I'm in.
No, I produced it.
Oh, that's right.
So like
Okay.
CJ did it, and when she stabs the guy, I poke him in the chest.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he's like, "Did you touch me?"
I remember that.
He like
freaked out.
really freaked out. It's so great.
When I was doing it, I don't play scary games. I don't like scary games.
Yeah.
I quit Silent Hill because I was just like, the dude's got a triangle on his head. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The scene when you're in the closet and he's walking down the hallway.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like-
Redhead?
I'm like, I'm done. Thank you.
Cool.
He is very
I've seen a
cool.
lot of them at anime events.
Yeah, he's one of
Why?
those. But I was in VR and the scene where the girl like lobs the head and rolls down in front of you. I was just like, I'm done.
I'm out.
I can't
Take this helmet
Sorry.
off me.
This game looks really good.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
I have very
Cool.
fond memories of Resident Evil 2, so I think this game is gonna just be awesome.
This looks great. I played it at E3 and I really loved it. And I'm just every time I see it, it looks better and better.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
cool.
really looking forward to diving into this. And I'm just, I have personally on this podcast given Capcom a lot of crap for
Remastered.
for not producing a lot of new original content this generation. And while this is a remake, it is a complete ground up remake.
It's a remake. Yeah.
Yeah, it is not a remaster. It is, and so this looks phenomenal, and I want to make sure to shout them out as Daisy shakes off behind us if you're wondering what that weird
Daisy's
noise
here.
was.
So hey, Capcom, while we're at it, keep working on Monster Hunter World because that game is awesome. And where's a new Dragon's Dogma? I would love to climb on big monsters again. That's it.
Let's get DMC first.
Yeah, we got to start slow. We got one big new original game
Okay.
from Capcom in
All right.
2018. We
got
got Resident Evil 2 in 2019.
The Monster
So-
Hunter update.
So actually, this kind of segues really well into something that happened yesterday. I'm going to go off script for a second, but the Xbox year in review. Have you guys done that yet?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty.
screenshotted mine.
It's
It's
pretty
fun.
cool, right?
Yeah.
So they did this thing. If you're watching this, you're obviously an Xbox fan. They're doing this thing where you can go to the website and then log in with your account, and it'll show you stats for what you did that year, like the game you played the most, what genre you played the most,
You
what
should
your
also get an email about it too. So if you don't want to dig up the link, you can.
Oh, cool. Okay. I spotted it on Twitter, and then there was a link, and I just clicked on it. But, like what achievement you're most proud of and all that. And then you factor in all this stuff, and it spits up some cool stats. And then you get your own little snow globe with all your different trophies in
So
it.
confused what it was at first because I'm actually trying to dig up the thing right now. I didn't know like what it was trying to make. And so it's like, I have a skull and some dice and a sword. And
What's this
weird,
map? Yeah.
black thing? Is like, what is this even for? And so then it was really cool to see how it builds all this by the end.
Yeah, it all comes together.
It gives you all like percentiles for gamer score, and then of course how much you've played and the number of achievements you've earned that year.
Oh, cool. You actually screenshot it.
Yeah, because I thought it was really neat.
What was your most played game this year?
State of Decay 2. And that's probably a big part of it because I also did the guide, or a lot
yeah.
of the guide.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
Happy girl.
You get this big.
Daisy.
60
Anyway, Daisy's
pounds.
at the table now. So if you are listening, please check out the video version to see a very, very sweet Daisy.
Adorable
She's
boxer.
so good.
I want to bring Penny in so they can be
She's
friends.
really good.
Is Penny
So good.
calm?
Yeah, she's calmed down in her old 8-month old age. But it's remarkable. Penny's about Daisy's size now. They're both brown and 60 pounds. So
Brindle. Both Brindles.
both brindles. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3, they had a little unfortunate mishap this week.
Yeah.
I can't believe this happened too, just considering how long Kingdom Hearts 3 has been in development.
It's just like a twisting the knife for fans too. Tell us about it, Destin.
I mean, the whole game's out there, basically.
It leaked.
Yeah, it leaked, and I really like this quote from
Tetsuya
Tetsuya
Nomura?
Nomura. I always worry about Japanese names, saying them incorrectly. We're 1 month out from release. Let's enjoy the game together when it releases on January 29th. And I think that's a really nice sort of respectful way to say it. And it just sucks for the fans that are having things spoiled for them.
Scared.
That's a very nice sentiment that I think is going to be largely ignored because the internet is the internet.
Yeah.
Tread cautiously.
Just stay out of articles. This is another Snape kills Dumbledore situation, so please just be careful.
Just avoid comment sections.
Wait, what? What?
I think the biggest part you want to avoid story, or I guess news stories or features specifically about Kingdom Hearts in those comment sections in any streams.
Yeah.
Because I think we try our best to moderate streams, but I remember we were doing some Red Dead Wiki streams and people were just spoiling the end like crazy, and it spoiled it for me, which is annoying.
There's a statute of limitations on things, and 3
Harry
months.
Potter's
3 months. Yeah, Harry Potter's fine, but 3 months before Kingdom Heart comes out is not that. So
Not okay.
Don't be that guy and spoil something, please.
yeah.
But enjoy your Keyblades. Apparently, I've
I'm
never played a
very-
Kingdom Hearts.
yeah,
They
like
look
Fry Pan
batshit
moves.
insane to me.
My
so.
first
Super
time
fun.
playing a Kingdom Hearts game was the first playable demo of this at Judges Week. And I mean, I think I've said before, so coming in with zero expectations and zero knowledge of it, I thought it was fine. It just, that demo didn't knock my socks off, but I'm certainly willing to give it a go. I think I said at the time, I feel like my 7-year-old daughter might really want to watch me play this game because of all the Disney-ness in it.
It looks gorgeous.
It does. It certainly has that going for it.
One for them, one for you. You know. I don't understand.
There's
the
a lot
series.
to it, and it's fair.
It seems interesting. Like people have fandom for like really weird stuff, like myself included. I love really obscure things, but I've seen
D nerd.
I've seen people with Kingdom Heart tattoos, and Esme has one, right?
Oh, yeah,
She
for
still work here.
Dornbush. Dornbush.
He's an expert.
Dornbush just has a chest tattoo in old English that says that heart life across his chest. I mean, it's crazy, like the following that this game has, especially for being as seemingly sort of like pieced together as it is.
So I'm super excited to be able to play this on Xbox. I'm very disappointed that we didn't get a collection beforehand because so for me, someone who like I bought a PS2 just to play Kingdom Hearts. Like I was that excited. I think it's one of the only things I actually finished and played on my PS2 too. It is really disappointing that more people can't, I think, get involved just because there is a lot of backstory here, and I wouldn't recommend this as a starting point. It's absolutely not. It's
Right.
You're gonna miss a lot. Like you can, but I mean,
Watch our in 5 minutes.
Didn't we put up a video where Dornbush gets like a box of dry erase markers and then goes like beautiful mind on a whiteboard and just like connects all the dots?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
so
it was
there-
on social.
I think
Was it a
ways-
social video? Damn.
Man, this feels like this is like telling me too much. Anyway, I gotta look away from the
Yeah,
screen.
can we cycle through that B-roll?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Thank you,
but,
guys.
I think it is really important. We've talked about this before too, to like try to learn as much about this as you can. If you do plan on just jumping into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well,
I'm so happy it's on
it
Xbox.
continues to make no sense that Xbox didn't get the collection of the previous games.
Yeah.
It had to be. The only logical explanation is it was some sort of business arrangement. But even so, maybe if we're lucky, there'll be a sort of a catch up video at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
We have an in5 on IGN that we're going to be producing. Also.
Good. Okay, so
And
we'll do it if
help
they
us out.
won't.
Yeah.
But here's a bright side, right? Like, it's so crazy cool that Xbox is getting Kingdom Hearts 3 and Xbox
That
got
is my
Final
biggest
Fantasy
thing.
15.
Yeah.
These series and games that, in years past would never have come to, what's ostensibly the Western console.
Right.
Is now, fulfilling that need. And that's awesome because Xbox hasn't had a exclusive JRPG since Lost Odyssey or Blue Dragon, right? So it's really, really cool to see them courting sort of Japanese developers. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. It's been a kind of a quiet news
That's
week
it?
here at the end of the year. There's not a ton going on.
Yeah.
We'll be posting our Game of the Year, our best of winners, I believe next week. I don't actually know the schedule from Chloe. I should have asked her before
Yeah. They go
we
up,
went on the air here, but
I think
it's
it's-
before Christmas.
they go up before the end of the year for sure.
Right?
And I believe before Christmas.
21st.
Next Friday?
This Friday.
I'm not this. Oh my God.
Christmas is next week, y'all.
I lost a week of my life.
So
Well, I
I
have to
think
go to
that's
base
the
Again,
timeline.
why I'm leaving on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, of course, promoted a bunch too. So
Yeah.
forgive our forgetfulness. It's been.
It's
You've
been
got-
it's been a year.
You kind of be surprised by how much you have to do at the very end of the year. I'm sure a lot of other people know too. It's just like the end, you got to push through. There's so much to do, so much to get ready before you can just kind of take a little break. So
Yeah.
Lots,
I mean,
lots of cool stuff
we
coming in
create
January
like
too.
3 weeks
Yeah.
of content in the end of the year. My brain stopped working. Is
Brandon shutting
thinking
down?
of like all my Trello cards that I have to go look at now.
Well, let's have a little fun before we go. We'll do an unlock block trivia just for fun. But first, the loot box.
Yes.
Our new in 2018 segment that seems to be well liked by the audience thus far. I'm
Yeah,
having fun with it.
can I just say I really, really enjoy this. A, I don't have to read the marketplace report anymore. And B, it's cool. It's a cool opportunity for us to kind of go off the rails. Not that we don't already, but
Yeah, we don't have any trouble with that normally. But so Brenton from Dallas asks this. After the Persona 5 Joker announcement for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and if you're wondering, is this an Xbox show? Yes, it is. Bear with me. Brenton says, it seems Nintendo is planning on more DLC characters from third parties and whatnot. Who from the Microsoft side, in a hypothetical world where Reggie picks up the phone, calls Phil, hey, they were just on stage together at the Game Awards. They probably traded numbers. Spoiler, they already have each other's numbers.
right. Yeah.
But yeah,
We know they all exist in the same plane of
right.
existence.
Who would you want to see? You can
Can we just
go
throw Master
Goofy.
Chief out of the window? Because
he's already been in Dead or Alive. He's
Yeah.
already made a fighting game. Or actually, he hasn't, but Kelly did. A Spartan did.
oh right. Oh yeah, Kelly O something.
DOA 3.
4.
Wow. I
believe it was 4.
I'm kind of surprised at that they would let
No, it was
a
2, wasn't it?
Halo character
Was
in
it
the
2?
Dead or
I think it
Alive.
was 2.
goodness.
4's pretty new, I think. Anyway, don't quote us on any of
We're
that.
up to 6. 6
Doesn't-
is out.
doesn't
6
seem
was
like
one of the
a
games I
safe
just talked
move.
about.
Maybe it is 4.
Anyway, be goofy, be realistic. Any immediate thoughts?
I've got
So-
one. Wait, no, you go ahead.
the ship from Sea of Thieves. The actual ship. They have a lot of wacky. If We Fit Trainer can
Get
be
out.
in there, I want the ship
The ship's
from
not
Sea
a
of Thieves.
character.
No, okay.
Maybe the Kraken has it, and that's how it moves
No,
around.
veto.
And then
Veto.
like the ship can like shoot other people.
Here's what you get.
That's
You
way
get
too
a
big.
Sea of Thieves stage that has a ship in the background, and then the Kraken comes out and hits characters with his tentacle, and then Megalodon comes out and chomps them as well.
What's the opposite of BAM? Because that's what I want to do to you right now.
Mab?
Yeah.
So mine, I think, is a little bit more realistic and plausible, potentially. I want to bring back a Viva Pinata character.
Oh,
I think it
that's
fit
great.
very well within the Smash characters. And I guess you could do like Hudson. He's kind of like the
And it's
main
rare,
character.
right? Like
yeah,
sort
so
of
just
that
kind of moving
Nintendo
it-
lineage.
Yeah, so I think that would be more possible, and you could do like really fun moves with that too, and
Yeah.
good support characters.
You got one, Brandon?
God. Yeah, I mean, so when I
Did I
was
just take yours?
when I yeah, the ship in Sea of Thieves, you definitely stole mine. When I was a freelancer before I started at IGN, I actually wrote this article. I wrote what would a Microsoft like collaborative like beat 'em up look like, and I can't remember a single character from that list. Of course, I had Master Chief and the Arbiter on it, but who's the dude from Chair Entertainment Shadow Complex?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
That dude,
guy.
like by the end of the game, he's a techno dynamite, like full on super suit. I think he would be cool to be in it. Alan Wake is a pretty safe bet, right? He can stun people with his flashlight. There's so many too, but like you really have to dig into the barrel to get
well,
them.
The car from Forza. No, just kidding.
Get out,
Destin.
Dustin, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. I want the palm tree from Forza 3.
Yeah, there you.
I don't think Destin knows what Smash Brothers is.
Yeah. Brothers, I played that.
I would go. I want to see Conquer.
Oh,
A
Okay.
Smash Brothers game. A foul mouthed squirrel that just is getting beeped all the time.
Oh,
Getting bleeped as he
would never happen.
He was on Nintendo.
I mean,
Franchise.
you never know.
Yeah,
There's Metal Gear.
Conquer's my guy. I'd like to see Conquer appear.
Real character. It's Halo, but like I think Cortana could have an interesting moveset because she's like not actually a physical character. She's sort of electronic.
Yeah.
But now with her abilities as of Halo
Yeah.
5, she could like call in the Guardians and
Yeah.
she could have some really, really interesting mechanics.
She could like blink and phase through stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say what we're all thinking, but the
Azuric?
the Connectimals, like they have to be in a game, right?
I mean, they don't have to be more family-friendly characters. You have Metal Gear characters in Smash, so
Hey, if the Connectimals are in, you can have the BAM foot movement thing from the Avatar. It isn't.
I don't know what you're talking
Kudos
about right now.
Tsunoda, when he revealed it, he was showing off the. Never.
The mishap with the camera with the shoe. Bam, there it is.
Apparently,
That's why
I
I
was
got the
asleep.
Bam.
That
I
night.
Ever
don't
wonder what the
remember
bottom
this.
of an Avatar shoe looked like? Bam, there it is.
Milo.
I don't remember that.
Milo, yes,
Yeah, Milo.
yes.
Right? That's
The
perfect.
segment's going well.
Yeah, just keep it rolling. Let's
Man.
I love the idea.
Sorry,
of Milo.
Damien.
somebody from Fable, maybe Jack of what's his name? Jack of Blades or
dog.
the chicken chaser. Yeah.
A chicken.
A chicken, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's the real answer is all the rare characters that Microsoft owns
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
were used to be on Nintendo. Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah.
Well, like
great.
Arbiter and the Battletoads were both in Killer Instinct.
Yep.
True.
So yeah.
Those are pretty, I mean, those are slotted in pretty easily, right? Like Master Chief, Cortana, Arbiter, Battletoads, like those are all
A grunt.
Nobody said Gears. I
would love
I thought somebody would
that.
say Gears.
I think the grunt's like one of those like stage elements where he just like runs through with two
Yeah.
grenades in his hands and you got to get away from him.
Marcus Phoenix just comes in and chainsaws Kirby in half.
My
So-
God.
so I was thinking about
I never realized
love
how much I
Gears.
wanted to see that until you just described it. What's
come on.
What's inside of Kirby anyway?
So I was thinking Gears, but I was like, I think that's just like a little too far.
Yeah.
You're pushing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something tells me.
Just watch Dom curb stomp Pikachu.
No.
Oh, it's fine. Pika,
Oh,
Pika.
come on.
Oh no, Pika fainted.
Razor Hail is the stage effect.
Or those from Gears 2, those dark swarms that
Yeah.
come through.
Oh, yeah.
Like
The bats.
like the stage, there are two spotlights that drop down and you have to fight in the spotlight or you take continuous damage outside.
Now you're thinking.
Well,
There's
let's make
lava
this
floors
game.
in Smash.
There's what?
Lava floors.
Yeah. I like the environmental stages.
Yeah, I think you guys are actually you're now making the Microsoft version rather than than actual guest characters in Smash Brothers.
Well.
You're making the M-rated Microsoft version.
Yeah, Redmond,
that.
Redmond, give us a call.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Some
All of
clearly
Washington, call us.
untapped game design talent over here.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Well,
sure we'll have more.
Brenton, I'm very sorry about that segment.
I am Brenton.
It could have
You're
gone
welcome,
better.
Brenton.
That was
I
excellent.
did good, right?
Yeah.
I think Alan Wake is a great. It might actually be lost though. Like that reference might be a little too old at this point.
I think so. Be a
Your
tough-
ship could start as a small ship and then get bigger as it. Okay.
Wow. This is where we've come at the end of 2018.
What's funny is this is a perfect ending to a show for the last show of the year.
Well, we're not quite done yet. Let's do a ceremonial unlock block trivia. Brandon has already won his trophy.
Yes, and thank you so much. I haven't been able to put a picture up yet because I am looking for a picture of Destin to keep inside, like a little jewelry box. Once I get that, I'll take a picture and put it on Twitter. But shout out again to its creator. That is such an awesome piece of hardware.
All right, so Damian Metzger submitted the final unlock block of 2018. This one's up my alley. I know this one. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Let's see if you guys do.
you're probably the only one in this panel that knows this question.
So Doom and Doom 2, the original games, were released on Xbox Live Arcade on the 360. When Doom 2 was released for the 360 via Live Arcade, it had an exclusive episode. It had extra content in it that was made, around that time by, gosh, I have to remember who it was. It wasn't id. I'll have to look up later. It might have been,
Obsidian.
say Rogue, maybe? Rogue Entertainment? Anyway, what was the name of that extra episode that Doom 2 had? Was it Thy Flesh Consumed, No Rest for the Living, TNT Evolution, or the Plutonia Experiment? Does anyone know this? I'm seeing a lot of blank
Ryan,
stares.
no one knows this.
No, but I think Thy Flesh Consumed sounds the best, so I'm going to go with that.
All right.
I'm gonna go No Rest for the Living because I feel like an extra level, like there's no rest. You have to go
fair.
again.
See. All right, Destin.
I was going to go B also, but seeing this doesn't matter and the points aren't real. I'll go with D, the
Whose
Plutonia.
line is it anyway?
Yeah, I'll go with D, the Plutonia Experiment.
If it's TNT Evolution, I'm gonna throw this piece of paper at you.
So they're all real, but the answer to this question is No Rest for the Living.
Oh, so you pointed at TNT. I was getting ready to ball this up.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
Miranda, Thy Flesh Consumed was an extra episode, a fourth episode for Doom 1 that id Software made way back in the day.
It's a good title.
Yeah, and it's very difficult. Actually, so is No Rest for the Living. It's really difficult. And TNT Evolution and the Plutonia Experiment were fan made level packs that were bundled in with a thing called Final Doom, which was just like an ultimate way after the fact retail release of Doom that just had a ton of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Neat.
those two names I kind of threw out because I'm like, these don't seem like Doom names to me.
Yeah,
Right.
they didn't seem to quite fit.
Do you guys remember like names of levels and stuff like that? Because the only one I really
Only in Doom.
In Halo.
Well, Halo,
And
yeah.
Halo,
So I was
yeah.
going to ask you what your favorite level names were, and I think my favorite, the one that I remember that most clearly is I think directly after the library, but it's the level named Holding a Gun to the Head of the Universe. You remember this?
Isn't that just the name of a chapter, though, not the actual level?
Is it? Okay, maybe that's
Because
what
the
it is.
chapters all had those sort of punny, goofy names.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny because this structure is literally holding the universe hostage right now, or the galaxy.
Yes. All right. Well, we need good questions to kick off a fresh 2019 edition of Unlock Block Trivia Challenge. Again, we'll play all year. We will keep score for roughly 50 shows.
Yeah.
And award a trophy at the end of it, just as Brandon won this year. So please send in your Xbox trivia questions, and we'll start using them when we get back in 2019. Send them to unlocked@ign.com, and then please include 4 multiple choice answers in your question. Note the correct one in your email. And yes, we will get started.
It's great too because we're all going to be on a level playing field.
Yeah, the cast is stable here.
Miranda and I joined in March or April, I think, as full timers.
Yeah, it was a little bit later.
So like it was a weird. Like Destin, I know you came in later, so like
I disappeared for a while.
You were already at.
And I was back.
Yeah, you were handicapped, but it's cool. Fresh start.
That's why I lost.
Yeah. By the way, do you have a picture of yourself I can borrow?
No.
I'm gonna find one of your signed.
We're all over
headshots.
on the internet. Yeah. It's all good. All right. That wraps it up. Let's call it a 2018.
Yeah.
I want to wish everybody a happy holiday and happy New Year. Stay safe out there. Use ride shares. Don't get behind the wheel if you shouldn't. If you're out enjoying the evening. You can follow me on Twitter at DMC_Ryan. I also want to just plug one feature I did, which is relevant to the discussion today. I just sat down one day, had a window of time after the XO18, and so I thought, well, let me round up just what is every one of the Xbox first-party studios doing or rumored to be doing. So made all that into a feature. Please take a look at that on IGN.
helpful.
The best way to
Really good.
Thanks. Yeah, the best way is just Google IGN every first-party Xbox studio, and you'll find that. I will also be sneaking in an unfiltered. I'm recording it tomorrow, and so I think it'll go up either I guess Christmas week. It'll just go up whenever it can get edited. So look for that before the end of the year if you enjoy those one-on-one interviews that I do on a monthly basis. And that's it. I just appreciate everybody's kindness and support this year, and
Thank you,
watching Unlocked, listening to Unlocked.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Really great community.
Brandon?
They've been excellent.
I'm on Twitter. You can find me. It's just my name, Brandon Tyrell, at Brandon Tyrell. Yeah, similar to where Ryan is, a lot of end-of-year features. We've got a cool list of the upcoming Xbox One games for the new year, a cool list of, just big games that are coming out next year as well. And those will be rolling out this week and next week. And Destin and I have a very super secret project that we're going to be so excited to
January is
reveal
going to be hot.
in January. It's going to be the hottest month of the winter. Some sexy tagline like that. So be sure to check in at the start of the new year.
Fresh coverage.
We've got some fresh coverage in a fresh new year with these fresh folks. So looking forward to all that. Miranda.
Hello, that's me.
Hi.
I guess the biggest thing is thank you for such a great year with Unlocked. I think it was really great joining the cast, and I mean, I've been really appreciative of everyone being so welcoming, especially as a longtime fan of Unlocked. So that was very important to me. I guess as far as projects go for me, I helped lead up a Smash feature that will be going up very soon. More Smash characters we want as DLC. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of Xbox characters on there because we're trying to be as realistic as we could. But it's definitely check that out. We, of course, have a lot of the best of things. I kind of ran all of the anime projects, so please check those out and vote if you haven't already on your favorite picks for anime series of the year. And I'll have some other anime features going up over the holiday break, and maybe I'll write something about Below. I don't know.
Yeah, I would
trying
love
to
to
figure
read
it out.
that.
Destin, take us home.
Usually I would use this time to promote my Twitter, twitter.com/Destin Legary,
here we
or
go.
my Twitch channel,
we go.
twitch.tv/Destin channel,
But you're
or
not going to.
Fireteam Chat, our Destiny show, youtube.com/Fireteam Chat. But I'm instead just going to thank you, viewers and listeners, for watching the show, supporting it. And I mean that sincerely. You guys have been really, really great this year in the comments. I'm regularly in the Unlocked Facebook group, just seeing what you guys are chatting about, and mindful about presenting things that you would be interested in hearing about. So thank you for being excellent this year and welcoming me back to the show.
Absolutely. Excellent. All right, everybody. We will see you in 2019.
How's your sister?
The Destiny reference.
Oh, I get it. Cade, right?
Yeah.
He's dead now.
Rip.